Hey guys, in my last video, I showed you the Lian PC that I built for my birthday. And yes, I know it's been a while since that video. But I wanted to go back and talk about how the PC performs in benchmarks and show you a bit of gameplay footage. Stay tuned. Before we get started, I want to mention that all of the gameplay footage I'll be showing was recorded at high to ultra settings at 1440p resolution. So first up, we have Cyberpunk 2077. I knew going into this one that it would be the most taxing game I was going to show, so I decided to go all out and enable ray tracing. And it shows in the results. The game looks amazing, but the FPS is definitely struggling, ranging between 55 and 65. This didn't seem to have a huge impact on temperatures, as the CPU stayed at a manageable 55. The GPU got up to 63, also very reasonable considering it was nearly 100% utilization the entire time. It's worth mentioning that Nvidia's RTX series is still outperforming AMD when it comes to ray tracing. And I have an upcoming video that will include a Radeon card, so I'll be able to test it out then. Okay, next up is Halo Infinite. I wanted to include this game not only because it's pretty popular, but because it's a fast-paced shooter, which means it can be prone to FPS stutters and tearing on systems that can't handle the frantic action. But this build was more than up to the task. Even on high settings, it maintained FPS between 110 and 115, with CPU temps rarely going above 53 and the GPU maintaining its typical low 60s temperature at around 61. With these stats, I had a definite edge over my opponents. Don't look at that. Didn't happen. Let's move on. How about some Call of Duty instead? Okay, fine. So I'm not the best at this game either, but that's not why we're here. In a lot of ways, this game puts a lot of the same stresses on the system as Halo, and it shows in the results. FPS range from 105 through 125 depending on how much action was given at any time, and temperatures were much the same, with the CPU at around 54 degrees and the GPU averaging 60, making this an overall good experience. Okay, time for some Overwatch. Oh, look at the girl is playing a healer, what a shock! Listen, I usually play Bridget, so come at me.
Bridget can heal too!
Okay, in all seriousness, throughout all the games I've tested so far, this one best shows how important the CPU is for the frame rate. The FPS is maintaining a healthy 135 to 150, with temps averaging 55 for the CPU and 67 for the GPU. The highest we've seen yet for the GPU. But you can see that the GPU is at max utilization while the CPU is barely hitting 5%. In this case, the GPU is bottlenecking the CPU's ability to generate frames, which is a problem for competitive esports. So if you're a competitive player, I would recommend you lower the graphic settings to get the highest frame rate possible. That's all of the gameplay footage I have for you. Time to get nerdy and look at some benchmarks. This time, I've got results from Cinebench, TimeSpy, and Superposition. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of the numbers this time, but I will say that the CPU is performing on par with higher-end server CPUs, and the overall system put out some impressive scores. Let's take a look. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I have a lot more in store for you, and I promise it won't be 4 months this time before you hear from me again. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. Comment down below what your favorite part of the video was, or any suggestions you might have. Bye!